Here's what we're left after the break, and as you guys know, if you're taking pool just one or two shots at a time, you're going to get in trouble over and over and over again. And again, I know you know this, but just in case, somebody new comes along and stumbles on this video, I've got to get that clear to them. And I usually say think all 9 balls ahead. But if you're having trouble doing that, I understand. Let's for this video, take it 2 patterns at one time after the break. It's almost like they're one thing. So we only have 7 shots in this game because we made 2 balls on the break. So let's see the first pattern as one thing and the second pattern as another thing. So instead of seeing 7 different shots, let's see 4 in the first pattern and 3 in the second pattern. And that'll help you evolve into seeing all the balls on the table as one thing or one pattern. Now, before we switch to the first graphic, I want you to take a mental note of the rough location of the 7 ball, because this is going to come up as we shoot the 3 and get on the 5 ball. So we know that we have to be somewhere on the right-hand side of the table, center table, somewhere in that location. Now, as we look at this, I can tell you that most advanced players are going to shoot a pattern like this, getting on the right-hand side of all 3 balls. And so the agenda is to make it just like a drill. And if the drill is working, why rock the boat? Let's stick with this and get on the right-hand side of the 2, the right-hand side of the 3, and the right-hand side of the 5 in order to use left-hand route on all 3 shots and back to the right-hand side of the center of the table. Now, I'm going to do it a little bit different because my draw shot and my draw stun shot is my best shot on the table. That's the one I've worked on my whole life, and that's the one I'm comfortable with. But the important thing is that you see this and you choose your own way to do this. And that, of course, is associated with what you do well and what you're comfortable with. The most important thing is that you understand this and you see it and you develop a plan on it before you get down and shoot that 1 ball. Even if your plan is wrong, the important thing is to get you thinking correctly. And that sounds like I just contradicted myself, but I didn't. Seeing it and planning it is one thing, doing it is another thing. So if you like your plan and you get down and shoot the 1, but you get out of line on one of these balls, it doesn't mean your plan was wrong. It means you shot something wrong, and that's what you need to practice. The most important thing is seeing it and planning it, because that's waking up your mind and getting you in tune with the actual pool game, and you're not going to get far until you're able to do that and see this as one thing. Some of the aspects of what I showed you the first time or what I do, but it's a different style and a different way to play is I want to show you exactly what I did. So I still want to be on the right-hand side of the 3 ball, but I want to be on the left-hand side of the 5 ball, and the way I get started here is to purposely get on the left side of the 2 ball because I can stun draw this in place on the right-hand side of the 3 ball. So it's kind of similar, but on the 5 ball, I'm going down to the bottom round to get on the right-hand side of the center of the table for that 7 ball. So here we are on the second pattern of the rack, and this is where you put yourself at a disadvantage because you could have shot, or I could have shot that 5 ball better if I had planned all 9 balls and started planning the second part of the rack before, I went through with the first part of the rack. But over time, you'll get to this and you'll see all 9 balls. You just got to work on both your physical game and your mental game. And you got to fix what's broke. Pool takes an incredible amount of concentration. And the good thing about 9 balls is, once the balls are broke and you plan the whole rack, you don't really have to think much anymore unless you get out of line. So the whole agenda is to stay in line and to stick with your plan. And because I'm on the right-hand side of the 7 ball, I'm going down to the bottom rail and then the left-hand side rail at the bottom of that, and just go 3 rails back on the 8, but I go a little bit long on the 8, and that forces me to go all the way down to the bottom rail again to bounce up for the 9 ball. You'll see what happens. Let's go ahead and do the loop back.